Once upon a time, there were two people in Worlton, Clay Puppington and Reverend Putty. They they are best friends and have things in common. In common, sorry. Their friendship is healthy and they get along very well. Everything was fine. However, it is going to change. As time went on, their friendship became toxic. By the time Clay got a job, Putty began to dislike him for having a job. It got so bad to the point he began losing his best friend, and whenever his boyfriend Danielle and his friends visit him or whenever he's online, Putty would proceed to call him a nerd or other names, and that his weight could continue to increase more. His body would be too big for him, and that he wouldn't be able to move around anymore. This made Clay to become more and more pissed off and upset. Clay couldn't even take it anymore, and by January came, he decided that enough was enough and came up with a plan to get rid of Putty for good. One day, when he's off work, Clay went to Putty's house. He announced that he got a game to play. Putty agrees with the offer. Clay led him into an abandoned school. Putty is really confused and asks, "Why are we here?" Clay said nothing and went into the school. They passed through the dark hallway. They continued walking, not knowing what's in the eerie hallway. Clay pulled out a flashlight, searching for something that he knew what's there. He found what he's looking for, and Putty got bored from the ordeal. Without another thought, Clay then led Putty to an empty classroom. The classroom is dusty, and with chairs and desks scattered around the room. He told Putty to sit down into the chair. Putty raised an eyebrow in confusion, but tired to retaliate. Clay told Putty to close his eyes. Putty grew really suspicious of him, so he refused to. Clay then covered Putty's eyes and pulled out a box cutter and slit his throat. Putty then told Clay to stop this. Clay then slit his throat with more force. Putty fell down to the chair and hit the floor and didn't make a sound. Once Putty is already dead, Clay hid the box cutter in his own hoodie pocket and dashed out of the school. He then saw ambulances and police cars in front of the abandoned school. His wife Blauberta came to Clay and said, "Honey, are you okay?" Clay, who is now covered in blood, said, "This is not my blood." Then the police go and inspect the scene. They then investigated the classroom. They then found Putty's body. His entire body was perfectly intact except for his face. A few months after the funeral, Clay was eventually arrested for murder and was landed behind bars for 3 years and was released on March 17, 2017. The police suspected that Clay was unstabilized and have to be placed into a hospital. Clay disappeared without even a trace, and no one knows where his whereabouts are. It might let you know, but you won't see it until it's too late.